KuH versus Ouya on Circuit Breaker. See that Rapid is watching, that is pretty cool. Shout out to your cast for ASL. So in the bottom left hand corner as the brown Protoss we have Imba, otherwise known as Ouya. And in the top right hand corner as the yellow Zerg we have red.KuH. And we have PVZ this time. PVZ. Away from the ZVZs, we've escaped them for now. They're actually pretty good, but ZVZs have to be at like a certain level before they get really good. It has to be like really tense where the Ling micro is on point and stuff like that. You know, I'd say when you start to get to top foreigner level, you can start to get some good ZVZs, and then obviously Korean level ZVZs like fucking fantastic. I mean, you get some stupid ones, but the good ones, it's a good matchup. People hate on it way too much in my opinion. It's a very technical matchup. There's a lot of strategy behind it too. Like there's a huge micro component. It's tense as fuck, and there's a lot of strategy decisions about how do you spend larva? Where do you allocate lings? How do you get in? Do you sneak two in here? How do you divide them up? Do I need to make two? Do I need to make a pair of lings now? Do I slip in a drone? Do I make muta? Etc. Etc. Well, that's always scary. Let's make sure the stream is still running. I'll pay attention to that for a sec. If the stream has, for some reason, stopped, please let me know. Because that would be no de buen intento. Although I guess I can also kind of check just to see if the internet's still running. So the stream should be fine. And we have a forge going down here. Not opting to double scout. And we're going to have hatch here from KuH. So no real shenanigans in this particular game. Alright, drones. Well, this is interesting from KuH. Okay, oh never mind, he's waiting for spool. There's nothing interesting about that, ignore me. Ignore me. I'm talking like I've never played Brood War before. Alright, probe doing a little bit of harass. Nice little pulling, just moving the drone back into the center. Probe doesn't want to go into the center because that is risky, because then Zerg can drill you and you can lose that scouting probe or take a lot of damage on it for no real reason. But he's doing a nice job being obnoxious, and he is rolling some serious big-time APM right now, cycling through those control groups like mad. Gateway on the way, natural, should see gas and pylons soon. Continuing to harass with that probe. Drone's trying to glitch, probe runs away, not bad. Starting to think about that drone kill now. He's gotten some damage on it. Getting those drone kills early on when it happens is pretty disruptive. Okay, probe goes into a danger spot. KuH goes for it, doesn't get it. I'd say that probe has done its job though. It's harassed, it's forced some drone pulls, it's still alive with pretty good health. It's being very annoying. Every time you have to do this, just a subtle little mining edge from Protoss, and a couple of those big pulls in the center, like when you pull 5 drones and miss, you know, you're giving up, you're throwing yourself back 2 or 3 seconds every time you do that. You know, when you turn 1 or 2 drones to attack the probe, nah, no big deal. When you take 5 or 6 though, and go for like the dive and hope you get it, yeah, that slows you down. Now some lings out to chase the probe around, so any serious probe harass basically ends. KuH will be able to say, finally, that annoying fucker's being chased by lings. I can relax the tension a little bit. I don't have to be so stressed out about, oh, this probe that keeps attacking my drones when I'm just trying to build my buildings. Zealot out here for Imba. He's going to try to sneak it out, huh? Yeah, or he's just going to blatantly go across the center of the map. Overlord should be in position to see it, unless he changes the direction of it, but it doesn't look like it. So, if KuH is paying attention and not overly focused on trying to kill this probe, he will know that a Zealot is coming. Now, with just 1 Zealot, shouldn't be able to do a whole lot of damage. Let's take a look at these eggs real quick. Alright, so another pair of lings, and he has 3 out. So with just 3, it can be tricky to deal with a Zealot. If your micro is good, 3 lings beat a Zealot handily. But if you aren't careful and you mess it up, the Zealot can win that fight. Oh, first mistake we've seen so far. Clear mistake we've seen from Imba. Just running the probe right in there. So that's it for intel. He's not seen gas timings or anything of that nature. Zealot coming over to this base. Just going to go straight behind the minerals. And he sent out another Zealot, so he's kind of doing like delayed one-gate harassment. He's chasing this, oh, maybe this Zealot's not going to go across the map, just going to chase the Ling around. Force KuH to spend AP on one. Oh no! Put that Zealot behind the minerals! Alright, there we go. But it's not working out. Not working out here for Imba. This Zealot's been badly surrounded. I don't think he'll run the drone! No! Okay, the Zealot gets a drone kill, so it doesn't die totally in vain. KuH just didn't have those F keys to quickly swap that drone over to the main base there and have the Zealot die for naught. No Zerglings lost though, so that part is good for KuH. Creep colony going down. He's got his 5 hatches on the way. He's going to throw down Spore here, as he's opted to play for a delayed gas, but I believe he went 4-hatch gas. So we should then see this followed by some Hydra. He's sending Lynx in here. This is a really bad spot for Lynx to fight. Gonna turn them around. Are we getting a den? Are we getting a den? We got Zealots coming across the map. +1 about halfway done, so this is not the +1 timing yet. It's too early for that, but actually leg speed is not started. He's just going to go straight for Citadel and get a 2nd and 3rd gateway. He's going to send these. Is he going to commit to these 3 Zealots? It looks like he might. Link speed is not done. Oh, of course not, because he opted for slow gas. Is he going to get Link speed or Lair or Hydra Den, or what is he going to get first? I don't know. Oh, he's actually going to make a sunken with this. Is there even a Stargate? No, there's actually not a Stargate, so it's not going to spore up. Alright, so there's the Hydra Den. Now, did he get Lair? Did he get gas? He's getting neither, which is kind of odd. So here come the Zealots, but there's a sunken here, so these Zealots should not get any damage done. Well, that's an awkwardly timed drone transfer into the worst possible place. Literally transferred them, it clicked the mineral patch, was right on top of the Zealots. KuH's going to get this around, and these Zealots are going to go down relatively easily. Is putting them in as good a spot as he can in the corner, but they're low on health, so they go down quite promptly. Has he started Lair yet? Dude, you're going to need Overlord speed at the very least. I mean, I don't know. Are you going to turtle and go like straight for... You're not going to go straight for Hive, because you don't have that. I don't know what the game plan is. He's getting Hydra speed. Like, if he wants to be aggressive with Hydra, he's going to need Overlord speed, or else he can't get an Overlord very effectively across the map and pressure with the Hydra, because Imba will just make a DT. And if he's planning to play more macro-oriented, he's still going to want Overlord speed here at some point. But right now, it is just Hydralisk, Hydralisk, Hydralisk. Carapace suggests to me is looking to play a longer game. If you were just going to go pure Hydra pressure, you would probably want to get the range attack, because the Carapace upgrade is not really that big of a deal for Hydralisks. It's a huge deal for Zerglings. Alright, so we've got a few Zealots running across the map here, with a Dragoon for support, but definitely too much out right now for KuH. Got a Templar, only got 1 cannon. Now if he stays on 1 cannon, it can be problematic against 5-6 hatch Hydra like this. 5 hatch Hydra. And, okay, so he's going to build a lot of Lings with this, and he's definitely going to be aggressive. I guess perhaps he wants to do just a few Hydra to bring down the cannons and then just Ling, but he's going for it, he's going for it. Now, if KuH is on top of what he's doing, he'll pop a DT or 2 and just, you know, make poor KuH very sad about what he's tried to do here with no Lair at all. So this really shouldn't be that dangerous. Is there Psystorm? If there's Psystorm, this isn't going to do anything anyway. He's missed his timing. And to be honest, KuH's execution of this build is not very efficient. If done right, you can have about 3 to 4 groups of Hydra at this timing. So this is not the best execution here from KuH. And I think there's just too much army right now from Imba. You know, a small Protoss army at 845 should not be pushing back a Zerg playing 5-hatch Hydra, especially 5-hatch Hydra that delayed gas. But it is. But it is. So we'll see where this goes. We're adding Dragoons in, moving into more of just a mid-game pressure army. Oh, he's found it. Nice find there on the DT. Will not have the chance to do damage. Did not get any kills, as we saw earlier. So now... Oh, Imba, don't run in here. Your Templars are not here. Don't run in there without your Templar. Alright, well, this is not going to go well. A bunch of Hydra streaming over. It shouldn't go well. Although, it is a pretty good choked up point. Storms are going to be damn good in that spot. And maybe this will go better than I thought. Because of that, there are a few Hydra at the top. Will that sunken be enough to offer defense? KuH is going to need to get some units over here. Zealots running in. Can he glitch the drones, keep them off the Sunken? Looks like the damage from the Sunken and the Hydra spilling in from all sides is a little too much. And we can see a small group of what appears to be Hydra moving out across the map, and it looks like KuH will hold here. Going to drive that back, and a nice little small group of Nexus deniers heading across the map, but I think it's too small of a group. I think he will get maybe a cancel on the pylon, but actually no, I lied. It was good enough. It was good enough. The Nexus was low enough on health with the Hydra, despite the obvious ability of this Protoss army to kill these few Hydra, that he was able to delay the Nexus. So nice little cancel there, slowing down the Nexus by a good 20-30 seconds. Finally has Lair, getting Overlord speed, getting his attack and missile upgrades, as well as his carapace upgrades, so running off 3 Evos. Probably going to get Lurker soon. Adding a 6th hatch. KuH working on that 2nd attack upgrade, so alright there for Protoss. Hatch is up. And here comes Imba running in with a few Zealots, catching a few Hydra out on the bridge. Good spot to engage the Hydra. Now coming across the bridge is where it gets harder. This is where KuH should just run in now. There we go. And that will force Imba to pull back. Where are his Templar? Well, this kind of sucks. His army doesn't have any Templar, and he's fighting on the low ground, so not the best engagement, but he does have a bit of a larger army, so he might still be able to clean up some of these Zerg forces. Now he's moved up onto the high ground, and it looks like, yeah, taking the initial engagement here against these forces of KuH, but we can see Hydra being macroed pretty well from all of his bases. Should be able to pull back and get rid of this. A few Lings causing some trouble on the back, but the Goon being microed away. Lack of Templar support, though, means this army will eventually be eroded away if he commits to the fight. We'll snipe an Overlord with it. And it looks like the Archon is going to die. And now the Hydra coming out across the bridges, forcing the Dragoons back. Third base is up for Imba, but in response, KuH is taking his 4th base to keep him in a comfortable position macro-wise. And Lurker on the way. There we go. Now we got some Templar in the army. Making the army a little bit more scary, but it's still a very small army size-wise. There's only 5 or 6 Dragoons and a handful of Zealots. Of course, KuH does not have his army together either, so this is not a large army by any means from KuH either. And just going to force those Hydra to run away, but now it looks like trying to set up a bit of a flank. We'll see what he can do here. Is he going to go for it? He's got his army a bit spread out. Alright, Storm goes down, and it is a good one, hitting those Hydra for at least 2/3 of the time. There we go, sending a few forward. He goes for the snipe, he gets one. He baits a Storm out of the other. Not bad. How many Storms are left with this army? It looks like there are 2 left. But it's just small. It is just small. Being aggressive, although Imba taking a big supply lead. Not really a surprise, though, as KuH has made mostly units for a long time now, and has kind of decent saturation at 2 bases and thin saturation at the other base. Starting to get some drones over there, though. Should see his economy growing, but Imba running comfortably off of 3 bases now, loading up a bunch of gateways and I think a shuttle. I thought I heard a shuttle. I don't know. I feel like I heard a shuttle. A little engagement going on over here. Some Hydra getting trapped off and killed. Observer in with the army now, and these are going to be forced to run away. Good Storm hitting a bunch of the Hydra over there, and another little win. It looks like Imba is just consistently picking off units of KuH. We have, we did have a shuttle load up. There it is. Here come some DTs. This could be good. It's a little bit before the attack, but the DTs still might not be noticed. Oh, he's going to drop DTs in 2 spots and attack. This is always fun to do. Now, he's picking the wrong angle to attack from. It'd be a little more fun if he attacked from up top, but all the noise is going to allow this DT to go on a Ravage mode, and then he's going to send this one in the main. This is going to be very, very difficult for KuH to deal with. He does not have groups positioned back in the right spot to deal with this, so he's going to have to be really, really multitasking sharp, which is hard to do when there's a big, scary Protoss army knocking on the door of your 3rd base. Yeah, DT is going to go to town in the main. It is not noticed. This DT over here somehow died. I don't really know how. Probably something hatched, allowed to die. Lurker coming in, and it looks like this army is a little bit suicidal from Protoss, although it might still do some damage at this base, but the DT is worth its weight in gold. The drones in the main have been massacred. How many kills are we talking about here? We're talking about almost 20 kills, and at least 4 or 5 on that DT there. So half, maybe 2/3 of Zerg's economy slain, even if it is at the cost of Protoss's army. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. How is this? Is oh no no no! Imba multitask. So sad, so sad. Could have literally killed all the drones, but now it'll be found for sure. Trying to run this army away. You're missing your opportunity. Okay, now it won't be found. Now he's gonna notice it. Runs this away. He's like, oh, he's gonna look back and be like, oh fuck. All right, DT runs away. Totally a missed opportunity over here. Totally a missed opportunity. Still, take a look at the kill count on that bad boy over there. Savage. Savage. Alright, we see a drop being loaded up over here. Could get something done, but it's kind of a lull in the action right now. So at this timing, if Imba's paying some attention, he should hear this, and it's only one, so the probes aren't going to be ridiculously destroyed. Yeah, reaction pretty swift. Although, that's a pretty good number of kills! So a pretty good response, and now the Hydra coming across the bridge. This is not the place to come across when Protoss is camped here. And of course you can see he immediately pulls back. But he is not re-droning, my god. This guy just does not like to make drones at all. Still completely unsaturated at his main base. And Imba sometimes doesn't like to have Templar with his army. There we go. Storm's getting over there, cleaning out that lurker. Probes can go back to mine. Economy still looks really healthy, though, from Imba, in spite of those losses. And macro, pretty sharp from Imba, to be honest. Alright, running an army up here. I don't know for sure if it'll be enough, because it's a gateway army. It will not be enough. It's going to get absolutely decimated by all these lings coming in flanking, even with the support of the DT. And there's no hive, so these lings aren't particularly great lings. Their upgrades could be great. Not great enough, though. Not great enough. Oh yeah, he can't get more upgrades because he doesn't have hive. So Protoss still has that nifty little armor advantage. Like, the extra damage is good, but the armor advantage for Protoss Zealots is also really good. Oh, snap. Can he get... Nope. Nope. Sometimes you can get that where that works out, and you suicide the Templar on accident, but, like, there's a huge clump of Zerg units, and it's sort of a good suicide. As good as a Templar suicide can ever be. And now another large army coming out here from Imba, gathering itself together to pick off these small groups. It just feels like KuH has given away a lot of small groups of units. Hasn't had enough lurkers in the force. Although Imba has, in fairness, kind of done the same thing. He's donated some small armies, but with that harassment in the main, still hasn't gotten drones mining over at this base, having a double of the time, getting the macro engine running at full capacity. And now we see the attack from KuH coming over, and or from Imba coming over, and KuH doesn't like lurkers, so Protoss in a choke without lurkers is a hell of a thing to deal with, especially if there's a few Templar in the army, because the Psystorms just rain down on you all day long and you can't do anything. So I don't think that KuH is going to be able to hold this army. I think that's going to be it for this base. And Imba just going to gather his force up and run over this. There are a few Templar in that. Whoa, we got centered on a Zealot. Ah, let me free! Let me free! God damn it! There we go. Alright, and here we go. Imba coming into the 4th base. I don't see very many units from KuH. Actually, there's quite a few Hydra, but they are not in a good position. And if there's a Storm or two, these Hydra are going to get wrecked, trying to come forward and get on top of these Dragoons. But look how many Zealots there are. Just too many Zealots. The 4th base goes down, and KuH says GG, and Imba takes the first game. Or otherwise known as Oya. Alright, let me update the score, please. And we'll go into our next game between Imba and KuH. To be honest, KuH looked to be the stronger player, so we'll see how the next game proceeds, but it looks convincing for KuH right now. Some of the ways Imba played that were a bit surprising. Oh, of course you can't find it. It would help if I put my email in the right way. There we go. You can find that. You can find that. Alright. Next set is going to be on Tau Cross between these two guys. So, spawning in the top right-hand position as the red Protoss, we have Imba with a 1-0 lead, and in the bottom right-hand position as the brown Zerg, we have KuH. So I think KuH will need a little bit more solid play to beat Imba, who had just generally decent PvZ. You know, reasonable game flow, good game plan, transition into macro, set up his bases, etc. KuH, I don't know, felt a little too one-track. He kind of just started spamming Lings and Hydra and just kept spamming Lings and Hydra and didn't really do anything else. He got very, very slow lair, very slow Hydra den. Yeah, he had okay engagements. Whoop, come on. There we go, that's better. But he just, I don't know, it was a little too, like, one-track for me to think that's going to consistently work out. And he didn't really have the best timings, you know. Played 5-hatch with 4-hatch gas or 5-hatch gas, and he just only had a group and a half of Hydra and some Lings at 8:45 when you can have like 3 groups almost by 8 minutes. I realized there was a little bit of Zealot harass, but it wasn't off like a gate expand, so it shouldn't have been a big deal. It shouldn't have been slowed down that dramatically. So it just seems like there's some inefficiencies, some early game inefficiencies that might give KuH some trouble. Of course, in this game we can see he is opting, he's gone for, it looks like 9-pull actually, given the timing of the play. Yeah, he's gone for 9-pull, but without gas, which is interesting. So it's not going to be like a speedling run by, it's just going to be some early kind of quick Zerglings, I guess. Strange build. Alright, 3 Lings, right? Yeah, alright. So he's going to need 2 cannons, most likely, although he might even be able to get away with 1. I doubt he'll be that greedy, but we'll see. Maybe he will. Nice. Alright, so Imba's going to play this confidently. Although there's a lot of space to defend with probes, so we'll see what goes on. Should be okay, but the danger is that he pulls a few back and 3 or 4 Lings slip in, and KuH shows some good micro. Alright, so Nexus going down at some point, or is he gonna get nervous and make us... That is not optimal. That is not optimal and doesn't really make a whole hell of a lot of sense. And he doesn't have probes pulled. Now I'm worried for Imba. I'm worried for Imba. The cannon will go down really fast, or maybe he'll run by. Okay, he's just going to run by, but that is going to be 3 Lings getting into the base. How did that 1 Ling... Oh, he tagged it to the probe and it's going to die, unfortunately. Alright, so 3 Lings in the base, but they're not doing anything, so this is good for Imba, as every second in this kind of situation counts. And of course, he didn't get speed, so these aren't really... I mean, 3 is enough to be annoying anyway, but they're not like terror. If these were 3 Speedlings in the base right now, Imba would be having absolute nightmares. But with 3 Slowlings, it's a little easier to micro the probes. They can't dive in there and dive out as quickly. Oh, he goes for it, but misses. Alright, going to start attacking the Nexus, which is annoying, because that will force some probes off. And honestly, if you get 4 or 5 Lings in, and Zerglings start attacking the Nexus, you actually have to... Oh, no! Bit of a mistake there from KuH. Lings take some pretty decent damage from those probes. He's diving too far into the middle, but also Imba's reactions are kind of slow right now. We see that KuH is getting his 3 hatches around the map as these Lings continue to micro, picking off probes. He's going for another one of those drill surrounds. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my god. Alright, so KuH just botches that horribly. So when you have Lings in the main, you guys probably know this, but don't run into the center of the probes and just leave them there. Probably never run into the center of the probes unless you're diving on a cannon or something, but that was just not that good. Didn't get much out of it. And look at this. Imba is going to do something quite different. Alright, now this makes more sense. It's like, well, I don't know. It makes sense because KuH isn't playing that smart and doesn't have an Overlord. Actually, wait, no, he's got an Overlord here. Should be a little suspicious of lack of gas, but this is a boatload of gateways. This is 4 gates lot, basically, spread out. So it's kind of cute how it's spread out, but all KuH has to do is come in here and find no Nexus here and be like, okay, you're up to some really serious shenanigans. Not a good start, though, for Imba. He's going to get surrounded. We'll see if he can come up with some good Zealot micro. Oh, actually, he kind of does. and trades at least somewhat evenly with those two Zealots. But yeah, he would need to give up this base and sunken up, and then he would be reasonably okay. But I don't think he's going to be okay because he hasn't flown an Overlord here. He hasn't seen there's not a Nexus, so he thinks it's just maybe Protoss doing like some sort of weird 2-gate kind of pressure build. There do exist a few builds like that, although it's kind of odd that there's no gas here at this point, or should be kind of odd. KuH should be thinking that's kind of odd. And with Slowdra are not the best at defending slots. If he's getting Hydra speed and has it finishing soon, oh, he's getting range, but they're going to be still going to be Slowdra against some serious Zealot flood. It's going to be very, very hard to defend. I don't even really know if he can defend with good micro. Although, alright, Zealots are now collecting. Yeah, this is too many Zealots, and the Hydra are slow. Even with range, the Zealots can basically micro on top of them in the same way equal numbers of speed lots can micro on top of equal numbers of speed upgraded Hydra. And now just Zealot flood coming in. Drones are being pulled, but they're not getting a lot done. And the army is not very well collected right now from KuH, while the army from Imba is doing just fine. And wow, look at all these Zealots pouring in, is probably the thought in KuH's mind. He's like, oh shit, what did Protoss do? This is not right. I am in serious trouble. And, alright, so we do have a few Hydra coming in from the other base. We do have units kind of scattered everywhere. It's hard to collect all these units, but usually this is good for Protoss because the Zealots tend to be beefier and just get damage done. Now, if these 4 or 5 Hydra stay at the front and Zealots trickle in one at a time, it could just result in Zealots not working for Imba. But now he's getting his Zealots collected in one place, picking off those Hydra. Drones are being pulled to try to hold this, and there are a decent number of Hydra, but there are also a decent number of Zealots. And he is trying his best to micro those Hydra back, but Zealots continuing to flood in from all directions. Hydra getting softened up. Drones are obviously being pulled and are certainly helping and keeping them alive, but this is all lost mining time. Look at his mining right now. It is like 2 drones. He's basically about to stop Hydra production because you just can't make Hydra, and he says GG, but very manner. Good luck in tour, and Imba with a solid 2-0 victory. Not too many Protoss that would say GG, well played when they just got 4-gated, but tip of the cap there to KuH.